Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. To my new subscribers, I just want to say hi. My name is Danielle and this is Dani's Dish. I have been gone for quite some time now. I think the last time you saw me was in early March, and I did the invade my privacy tag. The video that I was supposed to upload 2 weeks ago ended up coming out super blurry and I couldn't use it. So I am sitting down to refilm a new video for you guys. A lot has happened since I've been away. For those of you who follow me on Instagram, you would know that I am pregnant. Yay! I am 15 weeks pregnant. There are actually several people in my life who are pregnant as well, and all of them are anywhere from 3 months to 2 weeks ahead of me. It's been really interesting, you know, sharing experiences with these women and bonding with them. So, you know, it's just all been a really just interesting journey in general, and I'm grateful for every second of it. I'm gonna give you guys a first trimester update, and then my next video I'll probably do the how I got pregnant spiel with the whole IUI process and everything like that, because I really do feel like that deserves its own video, and I know a lot of women will really appreciate just kind of seeing how we kind of went through the process and what worked for us and everything like that. This pregnancy happened after our 5th IUI, so we tried 5 times, and you know, it was really no question of how many times we wanted to try. We just knew that we were going to try till we got pregnant, regardless of whether it was IUI or if we moved on to IVF. Fortunately for us here in Canada, our IUIs, which is the actual procedure itself, is covered by the government, so we can do as many as we like. The only thing that we really have to pay for is the actual sperm, and for the sperm wash itself, all of the procedures leading up to the IUI, i.e. blood tests, ultrasounds, all of that stuff is covered by the government. To all of, you know, my friends out there who are watching, if you are going through the process, please know that my heart is with you, and I know that it's hard, but if a baby is something that you really want, then don't give up. Just seek as much support as you can, and I'm definitely here to answer questions for you guys. So if you have any questions, please leave them down below, or you can direct message me on Instagram, and I will definitely try to answer them. So we found out actually 9 days after the IUI, and I was very skeptical because that IUI did not seem like it was gonna go right. So we found out at 9 DPO or 9 DP IUI, and interestingly enough, it was literally the day before or the day of our wedding anniversary. We weren't gonna test, and we just said to ourselves, okay, you know, why not? Like, we were both home on vacation and we had nothing else to do, so just like, okay, let's just go buy a test. So we went to the store and we bought the first response, and I was very, very skeptical. I somehow deep down I knew the test would say negative. I said to Hina, I'm like, you're gonna look. I'm not even looking because I'm so tired of staring at sticks and having them come out negative. Hina walked over to it and she's like, there's a line. And I was just like, I in that moment, for some reason, this kind of anger came over me because I was so mad, because I'm like, she is screwing with me. There's no way in hell there's a line. And so I got mad. I'm like, why would you joke about something like that? It's not even funny. And I actually said that to her. I'm like, it's not even funny. Why would you lie to me about something like that? And she's like, I'm not lying to you. There's a line. And I went over and I saw it. And I just remember falling to the floor and just crying. Like, I became hysterical. I couldn't stop crying because I couldn't believe that there was a line. Last time I saw a line, I had a chemical pregnancy. So, you know, all these emotions were kind of going through my head. And even when I had the chemical pregnancy too, I got a line as well on day 9. But for some reason, this pregnancy, I had 0 symptoms. And so I didn't think I was pregnant, but there was a line, and We were very excited, and I was crying, and then Hina started tearing up because I was crying like an idiot. We were just both really happy. So that was at the 9-day mark. At 13 days past the IUI, which was a Sunday, I was lying on the couch and I started spotting, and I just got really scared. I was very worried because with the chemical pregnancy, I was on progesterone, so there was no bleeding at all, because if you've taken progesterone, you would know that it kind of stops bleeding. So I started spotting. It was brown blood and it was very watery, so there's a very high chance it could have just been implantation bleeding just making its way out, because I didn't have any of that either, which is also why I thought I wasn't pregnant. But I was cramping like I was getting my period. So I was freaking out, and I had some leftover progesterone, and I thought that I would take it just to kind of be safe. And so I started taking the progesterone, and then the Monday I was supposed to go in for my official beta test. So when I went in on the Monday, I did mention to the nurse that I did start spotting, and I did my beta test and I went to work, and they called me to give me my results. And then that was when they told me they kind of like were responding to the spotting and everything like that. So my beta came back positive at 209, and it's never been that high, because with my chemical it was 36, and then it dropped to 23, and then it dropped to 3. And so I was very happy to have a really good beta number. Sorry, not 209, it was 229. And she said that the bleeding is actually very common, and they don't usually worry unless it's red. She said just keep taking the progesterone, and I was supposed to take it 3 times a day, and these were suppositories, so I actually had to stick them up there. And then they also prescribed me baby aspirin for clotting and everything like that. And I was supposed to go back on the Wednesday for a follow-up beta just to make sure that my levels were doubling. So I went back on the Wednesday, and my beta was 607, which meant that my numbers were going up, which was really exciting. So they called me on the Wednesday to let me know that. And then on that Wednesday too, they booked me in for my first ultrasound with the fertility clinic, and that was to happen at 7 weeks. Between week 4 and week 7, I had 0 morning sickness, just very mild food aversions, but then my boobs just started growing out of control, and my nipples were just really sensitive, and my bras were just not cutting it anymore. And so that first first 4 weeks, I would say I had very, very, very mild morning sickness that I think started right around the 7-week mark. And it was more just this nauseated feeling. It wasn't really even, I only threw up once, and interestingly enough, I threw up at 12 weeks and not within like the first few weeks of the first trimester. It was just a very off feeling, and my wife bought me the Prego Pops, and those did not work for me. I've actually found them really, really gross. And during that time, I just kind of had a roller coaster of food I preferred and food I hated. I think 1 week I loved oranges and orange juice, and the next week I absolutely could not even stand the smell of any fruit at all. Still not a big fan of fruits, but I can say I can eat watermelon and I can eat grapefruit. Sweets I hated in the first trimester, still hate it now. The morning sickness, or rather the all-day sickness, went away. I would say it didn't go away, but it started to fade at around 9.5 weeks. And it was just it went from all day feeling nauseous to just feeling nauseous at certain times of the day. And then I think it was at the mid-12, mid-13 week mark that the morning sickness fully went away, and I felt like I was getting my energy back. The misconception is that you have all this energy in the second trimester and it's long lasting, but in reality it isn't. It's you get bursts of energy throughout the day. I would wake up and I'd have a lot of energy, but then 2 hours later I'm yawning and I'm super tired. In the first trimester, all I did was sleep. I was so tired and so emotional. It's just tiring to think of how tired I was. There were some days I was in bed at 7:30 and I would sleep a full 12 hours. But I would say my symptoms have been very, very mild. I don't have all the symptoms that women typically talk about in their first trimester, and I think it kind of made me worried because I felt like because I didn't have those symptoms, then maybe the pregnancy isn't as strong as it's supposed to be. I had an ultrasound every week, and each time the baby was just growing beautifully and healthy and no issues at all. And then we got to hear the heartbeat for the first time at 13 weeks, and that was something because that was with our first OB appointment. My boobs now are really huge. I went from, I would say, like a 34C to a 36D, I believe. So I've definitely gone up in size. My stomach has finally started to grow, but I wouldn't say that I've popped. I just look like I had a big meal. For foods that I like now in the second trimester, I like steak. Chicken I can sorta handle. I like eggs, rice, bread and butter, carbs in general. Pastries and stuff like that isn't really my thing. Usually I would, you know, die for a slice of cake, and now I'm just like, whatever. I have another ultrasound at 16 weeks. Hopefully at that ultrasound we'll be able to find out the gender of the baby. We bought a crib at 7 weeks. We bought a car seat and a stroller and a swing because there was a huge sale and we were just like, why not? My estimated due date is December 16th, which is about a week before Christmas, and we're really excited because it's like the best Christmas present ever. What do you want? Guess he just wants to sit in my lap. I did want to show you guys some ultrasound pictures. That's the 8-week ultrasound. That's the head up there. These are the little legs here. That's the little butt. At 9 weeks, the technician was just horrible, and she took a really horrible picture. But the head is down here, and these 2 dots here are the arms, and then the legs are right here. So that's the 9-week one. Both are 10-week ones. So this one is from the transvaginal ultrasound. So that's the baby right there, I guess. If you look at it this way, that's the head, body, legs right there. And then this is from the abdominal ultrasound, the same ultrasound. So you can see the baby's head a little bit better. And then that's the body right there. So that's the 10-week one. I have a picture of the 13-week one, which I posted on Instagram. So if you guys want to see it, definitely go on over there and you can see that one. I'll show you my bump. I don't really have one, to be honest. And this is my scar from my surgery that I had 3 years ago. That's the side with the belly. Not much of a bump, but it's definitely there. As you can see, most of it is down here. Don't mind my stretch marks. I've had those forever because I have a big butt. The shirt is a little bit too small for me now, so, you know, whatever. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will catch you in my next one where I will tell you guys all about our 5th IUI cycle and how we got pregnant.